get your hot takes here. My head is high while yours just stays. I see it all so crystal clear. Steaming hot takes. Sorry, you're not on my level. Maybe you're blind. Maybe you're slow. Maybe you're just too scared to know. Hot takes, come and get your hot takes here. My head is high while yours just stays. I see it all so crystal clear. Steaming hot takes. Sorry, you were not on my level. My level. Sugar, you were not on my level.
The people that work at the register at your local coffee shop do not automatically deserve a tip.
Push out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my hand. Painting out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the 18th, the brush out. Bursting blues with a laugh in my eye. Shades of wonder got me on a high. We spin stories in purple and gold. Girls got colors nobody can hold. We mix it up and make it new. Splash it in bold, that's how we do. Running on fun, we won't slow down. Paint the town, turn it upside down. Push out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my head. Painting out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the 18th, the brush out.
Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Sugar on my fingers, glaze on my chin. Cheeto deep fried. Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Copper pennies in the cup, crumbs on the floor, crumbs on the dash, crumbs on my shirt. Give me sprinkles, give me jelly, give me plain. Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Sugar on my fingers, glaze on my chin. Cheeto deep fried. Only $1 to hit the sweet spot. Dollar bill, sugar bill, $1. That's not sweet spot.
Hallelujah for the sweet spot. Thank you for what a great way to open the show, everybody. Between my hot take, hopefully that came through okay, and then DL hitting us with the super sticker. I wish that I could see what this looks like, but that's okay. He hit us with the sweet spot. Thank you so much. I think we all, deserve and needed that. Good morning. Welcome into the Brush Hour, everybody. We've got a lot of things happening today, so let's get at it. First and foremost, if you're new here, I'm Dreaming Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube, and today we're going to be doing a Sir Manchego Pepperjack coloring tutorial. And if you don't know who that is, he is an OC that we've created made out of cheese. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is. Here's what we've got so far with our little character. Ain't he cute? He is a knight of the pantry in the land, the kingdom of charcuterie. And yesterday, you guys gave some really great ideas. Like, I had to try to switch my brain off. You gave me some really great ideas about where we could take this story, because some of you may or may not know, I'm adapting our OCs into short stories. Thicket of Darkbriar is available over on the Patreon, our short dark fairy tale. And I've gotten some really great reviews, some helpful hints, and it's been such a blessing to see that people are willing. We've got new patrons over on the Patreon. So to see the support has been amazing, and it's been hard not to cry the past couple of 24 hours. Also, by the way, if you don't care about dark fairy tales, but you do love steak, We do have Thank You, Lord, for Steak now available. And we also have the Girls Love Steak 2 version, nice and soft with a modest, beautiful V. And the print is nice. It is nice. So, but thank you all for being here. Let's say good morning to everybody before we bring in our extra special guest. We have DL over here with everything and a kitchen sink. Let me throw that over on Kick the kitchen sink, available for all members. By the way, also, well, hang on, I'll get that in just a second. Larry, nice and get your hot takes ready because it's Tabitha Tuesday. Did you guys like do you agree with my hot take? Did that come through okay? Just curious. Did you guys get it? Good morning, Creatorverse. Hello. There's the link, by the way, pinned comment for the Patreon. There's an Artist Alley chat page where you can share your artwork, and there's polls and all that kind of stuff. Real Steven TV says here, waiting on the chibi queen herself, Tabitha. Woo, woo. Hulk smash. Grape over there like a fool on Kick. Cavantino, good morning, good morning. Icanalus was throwing the donuts earlier. Thank you, thank you. You hear me? You see me? Good. Your shirt looks nice. You agree with my hot take? Okay, yes. We can talk about that later, but I figured, you know what? It takes forever for me to get to my hot take. Let's just, right out the gate. I said what I said. You don't deserve, you earn tips. You don't deserve tips. You only deserve it if people think you're worthy of it. And if you're worthy of it, it's because you did a good job. That's my hot take, and I stand by it. You expected me to pay you $20 for taking my order? I don't think so. But anyway, Wasp, good morning. Hello, welcome in, lovely lady. Appreciate you. And then there's Biggles. Doesn't even take the time to capitalize the H. And this is what's wrong with America right here, Biggles. You're the problem. Do better. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, you don't get to tell me how much you earn or how much you deserve, okay? I don't pay attention to that crap at all. I give you the money I think you deserve. And a lot of times, and I'm a terrible tipper in the way that a lot of times I'm probably too generous because I'm not a good tipper, but I am a good tipper, if that makes sense. But you have to earn it. Don't expect it. It's entitlement. And I disagree with it 100%. Anyway, so somebody who may or may not agree with me, but it doesn't even matter anyway, is our lovely friend, the Lima Bean Maria. But let me...
Wait a minute. My opinion is valid, and it's 100% facts. Based on reality. Of course it matters. Don't give me that face.
You
Just
sound
because
like
I can't give you a face.
You sound like the Fantastic Sarcastic right now, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, well, whatever.
There we go. That way, in case nobody knows who you are, here's Maria.
Hello, everybody.
There we go. We'll make it smaller.
Glad you guys can hear me, not see me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's, Maria, we need the Dino song.
No. Why do you guys like to torture me? No.
See, because of that reason right there. No. Biggle says, I am glad I am the problem. It is because I took off autocorrect because I was upset it kept changing all my words. Disgusting, Biggles.
Maria.
She's an eyeball, no avatar. Maria is missing her identity, lacks an image. Yeah, you know what? Maybe this sums up Maria's personality right here.
Oh, you are. Oh, wow. This is like, am I here to be roasted the whole time?
No, of course not.
Is this why you invited me?
I invited you because
Why?
I like you, but also because Maria's avatar actually goes really well with today's coloring tutorial. I listed it as shading, but what we're really learning about today, Maria, is value system. Please clap. The value system. So Maria's over here displaying the value system like a proper friend would.
I'm prepared. I am so prepared.
You are so prepared. In your words, because you are a non-classically self-taught trained artist, how would you tell the people the value system?
I have something on the tip of my tongue, but I really don't want to say it because it's different types of black with white. Let's put it that way.
Wow. So
Yeah.
scientific, so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's okay. For the lack of words that Maria has, iCannalist has made up for it and says, Dino, Dino, Dino. That's just to get Maria into the spirit of things. Thank you, iCannalist. Maria needed a pick me up or a put me down, whatever, you know.
Thank you, iCannalist. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, she loves you so much, as we all do. I do. As we all do. Is this the sister treatment? We all poke fun at our sisters and brothers. I don't know. I don't have a sister. What about you, Maria? I don't know if you don't have to display.
I don't have a sister either.
Oh, so we're just being mean and petty. So that's fine.
That's probably why. Yeah, for sure.
Larry says black and white. So like my marriage. There you go. The value system.
There you go. It's a value system.
The value system. All right, let's get into it. And we can talk to Maria along the way and she can give her insight and her input. But here we have for you today what we're going to be creating. And so let me get my little book over here. So we've got Sir Manchego Pepperjack, the coloring page that is available for YouTube members and Patreon members as well. If you want to color along, you can get one and you can always circle back to this video later if you would like, or color along with me today. Now, coloring is subjective because if you wanted to look at it scientifically and the whatnot with prisms, technically black and white are not colors. They're the absence of color and all that stuff. But we're here to talk about the value system. So what we need today is our piece of paper here and then a pencil. Now I have my fancy pencil. You don't need a fancy pencil. I only have fancy pencils because I'm bougie like that. I no longer even own
I was going to say that. I was going to say, I was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't even have a number 2 pencil, I think, in my home anymore. Do you know what bothers me, though, is there are some people who exist in this world, Maria. They don't have a single pencil in their home.
Yes, I know weird? This.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
Right? It's so weird.
So weird.
And then we do need erasers. Here you go. You don't have to have fancy erasers, but once again, I do not own fancy erasers. So it is what it is, but you don't have to have that. And then I did say to bring an extra piece of paper. So let me get
swatch.
Yes. I'll use this over here. This is going to be for practicing. Reese, good morning. I sees you over there. How are you? All right. So
anyway, before everybody, thank you so much for those who participated in the poll yesterday.
Yes. How did that go? Do tell. By the way, I'm so sorry. I just was right into it. Maria, tell the people who you are and what you do before we get into it.
Okay. Well, as you guys know, because she made a very, very long introduction of me, Tabitha. So my name is Maria. I am also an artist, a self-taught artist. I have my own YouTube channel called Unlocking Lore TGC, as in the Geeky Crochet. And I do art on my channel. That's what I do. And I entertain people by drawing, because my art channel is basically you watch my hands and see the magic happen. The good, the bad, the ugly.
That's right. And she once used to, a long time ago, tell stories, but
I do tell stories.
But
stories.
You should tell more stories.
Not on the internet. I have to admit that Unlocking Lore has been on hiatus for a while, because I have been trying to boost other things. Because just like all artists, I can't keep my focus, and I have to try everything. But yes, I am a professional storyteller. I do performances, traditional tales, and new exciting bougie tales of dark fairies that are in dark forests as well. I'm really excited to listen to that one. I saw the post.
Okay, so what Maria is referring to is the cat out of the bag that I accidentally sort of kind of forgot that I scheduled.
Yes, I saw the post. I'm like, oh, get out of here.
I'm trying to get on
You
top
did.
of everything, and I didn't consider everything, and this was supposed to come later, but since the cat's out of the bag, yes, there's going to be an audiobook version of Thicket of Darkbriar,
That's so
and
awesome.
it's coming soon. Not yet, but the forest will
So
open
awesome.
soon. For now, you can read the story, but there will be that. So thanks, Maria, for bringing attention to my mistake. But that's fine. We have, I said, a lot of cool things were going to be happening with Thicket. So there it is. I'm excited for it. I don't want to underplay it, but it turned out really, really well. There's music, there's some sound effects, all this kind of stuff. There's some graphics. It's going to be great. It's like a little audio video kind of thing over there. Anne says it's like people who don't have books. Where do you live? In the giver world? 100%. I don't understand these people.
Mm-mm.
Wait.
You don't get it.
Excellent.
What?
All right. So,
Okay.
the values
You got this.
here. All right, guys and gals, if you're ready. So, if you have your little pencil here, we're going to just take a piece of paper here and remove Sir Manchego for just a second. We kind of first need to understand what it is that we're doing, and we need a little bit of a practice session. So kind of like with the picture that I had, the value scale took me forever to learn because I don't remember learning this in my drawing class. And as a predominantly as a self-taught artist, I didn't understand the value of the value system. So you
took drawing classes? Lucky.
I took one.
That's actually very lucky.
Took one. Light values, middle values, and your dark values. You'll hear me say it often and a lot that the big difference in your drawings, your art pieces, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whether it's a digital artwork, is going to be your value system. It's going to be your midtones, your shadows, and your highlights, which essentially is what all of this is. And you can see here that there is the blended version on the bottom, and then there's the value scale cut up at the top. So you can very distinctly see what the differences are. The value in drawing refers to the relative darkness or lightness of a tone or color. It's very critical for transforming your flat pieces, your flat drawings, okay? Not only dimension, that's a whole other thing, but just the color, the value system, let's put it that way. Just the value system alone can elevate your piece, okay? So this is also going to prove that you don't actually need colors. It's really more about your understanding of shadows and highlights. I myself am still working on that, but I do understand the concept. Here is something of the idea of execution. So you've got two values where it's just one shadow, one highlight. And then there's the three values where you've got your shadow, your midtone, and your highlight. And then there's the six values where you have soft midtones, soft shadows, soft highlights, it goes through the variety of them all. And you'll notice what a difference it makes in the drawing of itself. So it goes from flat to more defined. All right. That being said, Jay, I'm the Elite Fan. Good morning. There would be A2. What does that mean?
No idea.
Did I miss something? Anyway, so we're going to do a little bit of a practice session here before we actually get started on the art piece itself. Okay, let me bring this over here. So there were 7. So it's just, this doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, this is just to get the practices out. You can see there's something that was started here when I swatched. You know what? Let's get away from the distraction. Let's start afresh. Sorry for hitting the camera there. There we go. So what you're going to do is really simple. Start with a nice line like this and just make it really nice and dark. Just go over top of it. Really nice and dark. Ta-da! Look how easy, look how fun that is. That is our first value. Darkness. No parents. That's all that is. And what we're going to do, and you don't have to put a lot of pressure, but you're going to put some pressure to this. Just make it nice and dark. Don't force it. Okay. Just keep going over top of it and it'll fill in all those spaces until it's just good and plenty, good and dark. Nice, 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 nice. All right. So then what we're going to do, and this also has to do with the muscles in your hands, okay? This gets developed over time. Don't be upset if it's not perfect, if it doesn't look like mine, all whatever, this, that, and the third. This does take a lot of precision and skill via exercise when you're doing this a lot, okay? So then we're going to just slowly start dragging it out towards this direction because I'm left-handed. If you're right-handed, you do it in the opposite direction and just kind of start dragging this out and get lighter touch as you go. Now you'll see there's a clear difference between here and here. So we've got a very strong separation in our value right here, but we're going to create a fade. Okay, we want this to fade as nicely as we possibly can. So I can always go back over here and just apply a little bit more pressure. And then I start lifting off. And just a gradual part of the process. This might seem like nothing. This is super valuable.
Yeah. Ring-ching.
And then we're just going to get softer as we go along the way. Let me lift my hand up a little bit. And just kind of drag it out. Make a little sideways tornado. Mine, for whatever reason, as I get softer, they tend to get really small. So I'm having to really focus on that. Now, here we go. We have a nice fade. Now you can see there's some areas that like this and like here and here are more the same. This is darker in the center. So we can always go back and kind of gently fill that in. Now you'll also notice that I'm doing circular motion. So when you first do your coloring, you can go up and down. That's totally fine. I hold this at an angle as well. But when you really want to blend, the secret to good blending is not up and down, side to side. It's circular motions, small circular motions. Sorry that the camera keeps going in and out. I think it's
I have no problem.
I think it's having a hard time focusing on this because it's not a total thing. Because it's trying to see my hand, but it also sees the pencil, and they're at two different scales. But there we go. So here we go. We've got a nice blend value system. We have clear shadow, clear highlight, clear midtones, and everything else that we need in between. This is also a really good warm-up for when you're about to do something like this. Now, value systems don't have to just be blended, right? You also have the cell shading. If I might go back to this picture here, the middle is a little bit more like cell shading. You can see the hard lines, but you've also got distinct shadow work. I typically work with cell shading myself. Now, this is Sevi's picture. There's not necessarily strong values in her like skin color, but there are with her clothing. You can clearly see, like if I were to turn this black and white, you would then know. So if you guys are digital artists, you work in Photoshop, Procreate, whatever, turning on the Project Eggroll, Phil from Project Eggroll really helped me with understanding the value system too. And a lot of artists digital artists anyway, prefer to draw in black and white and then add colors later because they'll then know where the values are. They'll then know if they need to amplify certain values. So that's like a whole other tier, but it's a good place to start, unlike Tabitha, who didn't learn that and has to learn the hard way. There's also here with my Cara Dune coloring, you'll notice she has very strong shadows in her hair and also very strong highlights strategically placed so that you know where things are and are not. This is important information. Same thing here. We've got value system. You see on X-Wing's face in the back there, very strong shadow on the one side. Got the highlight over here. This is cell shading. It's very minimal when it comes to shading, and there's no blend work. So that's a big difference too. Cells are like chunks of color placed together. I personally, when I hand color things, and paint, I prefer to blend. But this is a really good practice. Now, there are different ways, and that we might save that for another day. There are different ways to shade, right? This is the blend process where we just go back and forth. But if you're a comic book fan, you'll know about the cross-hatching system. There's also famous artists that do this too, but a lot of my people are pop culture nerds. So you would do the same idea, but it has to do with how many lines that you put across like this. So then you would just go back over and increase the line work in certain places, make them shorter. And I'll just do this over and over again. So
that's really nice. In like Inktober, you get to really see the hatching and the cross hatching.
Yes.
Work.
I remember we did. I don't remember if Maria was part of that art party for like it was 2 years ago, but oh yeah, you were the mummy with the steak.
Yes, and I was.
We really did the ink stuff. I actually did physical media, and I did it with cross hatching, and it turned out so good. So here you go. You can see where it's like getting to the shadows, and then it's going into the highlights. If this was, something. So there's cross hatching is another way to do this, but you'll notice once again, it has to do with the value system. What are the values? There they are. Another good practice that you would learn in art school as well is if we wanted to draw a circle, well, or a pizza. And what you're going to do is start shading from one side. And I'm just I kind of do a little bit of a loop-de-loop here, and I get really soft as I come this way. And you just darken the edges, and you come in. Let me rotate this a little bit here. And you want to just have one point of highlight. So we get really soft until we get to just the perfect white. And then I'm going to start going in slowly. And and you can do this with crosshatch as well. But I'm just trying to quickly go through this to show you the idea of what we're doing.
How long has it been since you've done traditional? Like graphic pencil and everything?
The other, there was the one when we did the coloring page for Thicket, but I'm trying to think. Because I do digital so much, but I did do one the other day, Maria, and I was like, oh, Maria, I was thinking about you, but I don't remember what it is right now. So, well, that's what it is. I'll show it to you. I don't have it. I've been doing some little Canadian bear sketches when I wait in line at Disney.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's really great advertisement too, because people are like, what's she doing? And I'm just sitting there with this little book on top of my backpack and I'm drawing. It's a great way to spend time while you're waiting in line. So, but here we go. It's not perfect, guys. I understand that, but I hope you guys can understand the value system. Suddenly, we took a very flat shape and we gave it a little bit of dimension. It's not quite as flat anymore. And then the more that you do stuff like this, the better it is. So you guys are crazy. And I love that because we live, laugh, love like fools out and about here. We just got, what? We just got a wonderful donation from somebody, a crazy donation. Aww. And you know what? For the, I don't know if I'm allowed to say your name. I was given, I don't know if it's given anonymously, but for those that don't know, we did add to the menu, buy one, get one. And somebody just gave a $50 donation. So what that means is that after we play the steak video, you're allowed to choose any other video of equal or lesser value. So be thinking about which other video you would like to play. And I would like to preface that, wink, wink, nod, nod. Maria is here, but let's get some steak.
You, Lord, for steak on my table. Glory to your name for every bite so flavor. Seasoned with mercy, grilled by your favor. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for steak. Oh, blessed be your name. Oh, blessed be your flame. Sizzling joy, joy in every mouthful. Thank you, Lord, for steak. Oh, blessed be your name. Oh.
I got you.
Let's dance like dinosaurs.
Really?
Really?
Really? That was the one. Ah, this is like so not funny.
It's not funny.
I'm gonna get that thing stuck in my brain for the rest of the day, if not for the rest of the
It's
week.
not funny. What you've done. You've upset Maria, and you know when you upset Maria, you can't. There's no going back. She'll be like this the rest of the you know, stream. Anyway, thank you, Larry.
Yeah.
Look, Freddie's on your side. He's making fun of me because Maria's here. Thanks a lot, Maria.
Thanks, Freddie. At least I have
Exactly.
somebody.
Yeah. Looks like Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Nerds. That's right. Let me see. Can't claim I'm a good artist, but it's one technique I've gotten good at since I use it a lot. Oh, excuse me. I like to draw in pencil, and I use shading like this to create most of the detail and shape rather than a lot of lines. 100%. That's what I call a pearl of wisdom. That's what I'm here for. Maria, let's dance like dinosaurs. We're gonna get Maria to dance like a dinosaur one of these days. One day I'm gonna meet Maria, and I'm gonna be like, come on, dance with me.
Not happening.
Not happening. All right, guys. So this is a great exercise. This is a great exercise in different ways to blend and shadow and highlight. But so especially with the sphere here, the importance of learning our shadows and our highlights and where to place them. Okay, that being said, let's bring out Sir Manchego, our little OC. Biggles for 17 months. Thank you, Biggles. I retract what I said. You're not the problem. Well, maybe a little bit of the problem. I was
going to say, who's the problem?
Could be, you know.
What?
I'm still bad at drawing though. Well, but the thing is, okay, quote unquote, you're bad at drawing because you're probably looking at somebody else's creative endeavors and then comparing. And I feel you, and I understand why we do that. But the thing is too, Biggles, are you better than what you were like last year or something like that? Compare instead of comparing to what somebody else can do, which look, I know I struggle with too, but instead of comparing yourself to somebody who does art every day or whatever, compare yourself to who you were. Your drawing skills, have they improved since last year? And the hard truth is that if they haven't improved since last year, you have to ask yourself, are you learning? Are you practicing? Because the only way somebody gets as good as whoever you think does really great art is because they do it often and a lot, and they're willing to learn. Maybe we'll have Biggles back on the channel. We actually had Biggles on the channel to teach him how to draw a chibi of his gal pal Juvia. So hopefully we took away some lessons from that. It's Mo Zamboni. Mo, you missed the dinosaurs. You missed the dinosaur song.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay. Yeah. So fine.
You're how
good,
much do
Mo.
we have to invest in order to make Maria love the dino clip? I think that we would have to just play the dinosaur song on a loop for like an hour. And
what?
I don't know.
That is, I don't know. I think that'll send me into a coma.
Probably. Not really. My best drawing is the one I did with you, and I think it got worse. Well, sometimes it gets worse, and I understand that as well, Biggles. Sometimes it does get worse. You think to yourself, man, I learned all this stuff. Why am I not getting better at it? And a lot of times it's information that's misplaced. You might be remembering something, but not remembering exactly how to execute it or where to execute it. So it's not necessarily that you got worse. It's more of like your brain is trying to comprehend the information that you gained and figuring out where to place it. And because if you don't do it a lot, for example, fabric. You guys have all heard me say, I am not good with fabric. I generally comprehend that it needs to be schlumpy and all this kind of stuff, but I am still on the struggle bus of comprehending how to do it. I generally understand it. I don't know how to execute it. So those are two different things. And that might be where you're at the moment. So, you know. All right. So here we go. That being said, like, I think my boots turned out pretty great. The bottom portion, the top, maybe not so much. But you'll notice that the rest of it, and I think the gloves are okay, but the rest of his outfit, pretty basic because he's also supposed to be a tomato. All right, so shading and highlighting, something that's important. You don't have to do this step, but I highly encourage it. Make yourself a sun.
Wow.
Because, and then
Wow.
you put it wherever you think the light needs to go, wherever you're going to shade and highlight. This visual tip might change your life. Just saying. It helps me. Sometimes when I was first drawing my chibis and everything, and I was struggling with those shadows, I would legitimately softly draw a sun in the corner with little beams. Because I'm like, I need to remember where the light goes, and I am struggling to remember where the light goes. So sometimes I do that, or you can do that too, and just easily erase it later on. It's not, it's not a problem. But for whatever reason, until you fully understand how shadowing and highlighting works, I highly recommend you can either draw it there or just get yourself a little cutout. I know it sounds ridiculous. It doesn't matter. Whatever helps. And I typically, if you notice a theme with a lot of my chibis, I always highlight from one side. Why? I don't know. It could be because I'm left-handed. It's what I do. So I like to put my sun over here to remind me that whatever hits the chibi first is where the highlights are. That obviously means what's ever back here is going to be in the darkness. Perfect example. I have we've got our sun over here. Here's my eraser. You'll notice that this part is nice and highlighted. The back portion where the light's not is shaded. And then you'll notice that because it's slightly beveled, there's a little bit of a mid-tone right in here. Number one, this gives us the idea of dimension, but it also showcases where the light hits and what it would look like. So using this as a guide too, we can use that for Manchego. So a lot of times people tell you to start with the highlights, or they'll tell you to start with the shading. It just kind of depends. When I'm painting, I start with the midtones. When I'm drawing, I usually start with the shadows or what are they called? It's like where's my value system here? I usually will start with like a number 6. It sounds like I'm ordering a combo. So I usually start with like a number 6. And that way,
please. And add fries at the side.
There we go. You want fries with it? I usually start with like a 5 or a 6, never a 6, 7. But and then I go from there. I like to have like a foundation. So I go kind of with the midtone, but I'm going to start back here just so I can show you and work towards my highlights, because when it comes to pencil work, yes, you can always erase, but it can still darken the paper. So if you want a strong highlight, you don't want anything touching it. So here we go. I'm just going to do little short bursts like this and just fill up the space. I'm not pushing too hard just yet. We're just going to lay down a mid-tone here. And we have
you do that, fun fact.
Yes, share.
Yes, 6-7 is no longer trending, and it's like,
that's what I heard.
Gosh, that's so last year.
Yeah.
So
the kids are over it.
The kids are finally. It took 365 days, or maybe less, but it's over. Finally, they could put they could put $6.75 back on the menu or something, because I think they
back on the menu, boys.
There you go. Yes.
Oh my gosh. We lived through the 6-7. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
It'll be an era.
It'll. Oh my goodness, yes. Well, please tell my son, Maria, so we stop singing it to you. There's a song? Dear God.
There's a song. Okay, no.
I don't think we want to know. I don't think we want to know. All right.
Well,
no,
the way to get your kids to get over things is to actually make them feel embarrassed.
Like embrace it.
That is the way. Yeah, embrace it and just make it feel like so embarrassing.
Yeah. So we roll in the Shire. All right. So I've got the basic shadow. This is like the easiest one that we can have right here. It's a solid side. It gets a little bit complicated when you have rounded pieces like this in the ear. So here's your little life lesson in drawing. So our sun, Mr. Sunshine, is coming down this way, and you can always move Mr. Sunshine in. The streaks are actually helpful. It might look really silly, but they do. The streaks also help me to see, okay, it's going to hit here first. It's a guideline. It's going to hit here first at this angle. So I know that this is going to be a bright highlight, and then inside here is going to be a really dark shadow. That being said, this portion in here is going to be much darker. So if you're trying to create those three-dimensional spaces and trying to figure out how to highlight, again, the sun is really, really helpful. So the other thing is too, understanding the science. I know it seems crappy that artists have to learn science, but we kind of do.
Well, you know what? Science was one of my favorite subjects in school anyway, so.
I liked science, but it didn't mean I was good at remembering everything. I liked the learning portion. So here's where I say the science matters, guys. Have you ever been outside on a sunshiny day and seen how red people's ears get when, like, you're looking at them and the sun is behind them? How dark their face gets and how red their ear gets. That's because of the thickness of the skin and what's on the inside. There's no organs, on the inside of the outer ear of your ear, portion of your ear, right? Like, it's just cartilage, blood and cartilage. And it's the same thing with your hands. You'll notice, like, if you shine a really bright flashlight, the outer portions of your skin will have a highlight to them because that's where the skin is, like, thinner, if you will, because the main portion of thickness is in the center of your hand. So this is a little bit of a big boy part of art, but it is part of how we make our artwork better. Understanding biology. Sorry, but it's true. So if we wanted to make this look we could make all of this into the shadow. But if you wanted to follow this a little bit more towards realism, the outer edges of the ears won't necessarily be the darkest. They'll be somewhere in the mid-tone. So let's just go ahead and make this darker, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This also helps with the illusion, because that's what we're doing when we color. We're doing illusions, right? We're not just adding colors, but especially if we're striving for realism and accuracy, you're creating the illusion of depth and curvature. Here we go.
There we go.
Are you whispering dark sayings to yourself? She's like, don't reveal my secrets.
I'm actually working in my own sketchbook right now. So I'm drawing. Yeah, I am drawing. But what I'm doing is classic. I started off a new, very, very thin sketchbook that I actually got from for free, and I got like couple of them.
Our favorite number.
The Boston Art Museum. When I went there last year, I got to see a couple of Monets and really nice like art pieces, paintings and things like that. So they had free sketchbooks, which is Create, Sketch, Color, and Write, the MFAB Boston. So I was thinking, I was like, I need to get this into use, but it, like, my normal sketchbook is super thick and I can't really bring it around so easily. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this. And so I'm just going to fill it up with practice drawings of geometrical shapes and faces, just so that I can get things going. Because I like my comic that I've been doing. I hit like a wall and I haven't been able to get over that wall for weeks. So I need to. Wall. Yes, the big wall. The big wall. Whoa!
I have to interrupt you. Wasp.
Yes. Please do.
Has made my mouth drop open with stem rocks. Love the sun. I do love the sun too. It's why I live in Florida. Wasp, oh my girl, what are you doing?
You know what this means.
You guys,
you know what this means?
You know what this means?
Cheese. But with mold. on a platter. Cheese charcuterie board. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Cheese. What could be better than cheese?
Wasp, thank you from the bottom of my
Yes.
inky black heart. That's unexpected. 99.99 for the sun. The sun is worth it. I agree. I'm just letting you know, Wasp. If you don't know, it's buy one get one. So you could play any other video if you'd like for free. We are big fans of the dinosaur around here.
No, we're not. We're not. No, we're not. No.
Just say you don't have to pick another video if you don't want another video, but it is buy one get one free if you so choose. So you could just pick another one of these numbers and or we can play cheese again. It's totally fine. Thank you so much. That is incredible. I appreciate that. Wasp is so lovely. I don't know if you know Maria, but I got to meet Wasp at MegaCon. She's so fun.
Really?
She's
Fun.
she's so kind. She's so beautiful. She's so easygoing. Like I don't know Wasp's personal life and whatever makes Wasp, but like she just seems like the kind of woman that, number one, she doesn't care what other people think, and she just knows how to have a good time because she just enjoys life the way that it is. Like she's so great.
I love that.
Oh,
I love that.
Oh.
Hey,
Guys.
pick wisely, please.
All right. We'll let the chat decide. Chat, what video should we play for in Wasp's honor? I'll let the chat decide. I know what I would pick, and I'm not going to at all let that influence what the chat decides. But show of hands, what do we want? You know what we want?
French fries.
What do we want from the menu,
With
guys?
chicken.
What's on the menu? French fries, chicken. I think Wasp spoke first. Oh, wait. We've got dinosaurs. Wasp put a dinosaur in there. Steak, dinosaur.
No.
Well, dinosaurs it is.
You really love to see me suffer. Well, hear me suffer, right? Because I really you can't see
is
me
that
at
the
moment.
real reason that you're not on the screen today? Is she's like,
Yes.
there's a chance
There's a big chance, a huge chance.
that people are
Yes.
going to want the dinosaur, and I can't
Yes.
allow that.
No,
Okay,
fair.
guys. So, in my camera, this is brighter. Let me turn this off really quickly. I wonder. There we go. It was bleaching out my value system here. So you'll see how we've got here nice values. It's not blended perfectly yet, but notice what we've got. And this is where it comes into play, the practicing with the blending and the shading. So I'm going to darken this just a little bit here. And it takes a long time. Maria, what's the longest you've ever taken on a drawing that required a lot of shading? In an estimate, what would you say is the longest
Wow.
you've taken?
In
Let me
hours
put
or
it
in
this way.
days and
How many
weeks?
hours? How many hours has it taken
Okay,
you
that's
to
okay.
shade something?
Wow. Okay, so I think my most elaborate two pieces have been one of Chun-Li and Honda
That was a good one.
of shading. Yeah. That one took me, I would estimate probably 15 hours ish. The second one was, yeah. Because I needed to do like very, very soft and very like a slow process. Yeah, that would be about 15 hours worth. And it was a mixed media. So I layered it down first,
yes.
and then I went in with colored pencils. So that took even like, that's why the 15 hours. The second one was a Vegeta that I just finished, and I have to send to the happy owner of that one. And that probably took me a little bit less, probably like 10 hours.
It can be the same with shading, even a small little sketch.
Yes.
So guys, I'm not even joking. Maria, let me see if you agree with this. For me to take my time and shade Manchego, excuse me, Sir Manchego Pepperjack, appropriately
Please.
the way that I would like to. This probably would take me 6 hours.
Yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
is a pretty good
Yes.
estimate? 6 hours
Good
to do
estimate.
this
sure.
little cartoon.
For sure.
That's just the nature of it because you want to blend. See, like if you guys notice that in this dark area here, there's a little bit of highlight or midtone, I should say, on the edges. I have to determine, do I want that? How well do I want it to blend? It takes a long time. So if it's taking you a long time, good. That's a good sign.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. And then you come back and you do it once and again. Now, we've got this little side over here. I'm going to showcase the ear, and then I'm going to show you another big boy move, as we might call it. You know, the other thing is too, I am going to pause right here. So, like I said, it does not matter if you have expensive equipment. You don't have to have expensive equipment to make great art. The reason that we have expensive equipment is to make our lives easier. Okay. These are basically
That's true.
tools to make life easier. Okay. So it's kind of like you can take a great photograph, a great portrait of somebody with one of these little, you know, the disposable click and go cameras. You can, but you can make it easier and greater on yourself. Or I say greater, make it easier on yourself and take a greater photo if you have a more high res kind of camera. So, you know, my photography teacher said the best kind of camera to ever have is the one that's with you. Meaning, if you see something that's great outside or wherever you're at and you want to photograph it, in that moment, whatever brings you joy and you want to capture that, it does not matter if it's your cell phone. Like this was back in the day, you remember too. It doesn't matter if it's your cell phone or if it's like a Canon Mark V or something like that. When you want to capture a priceless moment, the best camera to have is the one that's with you.
Yeah.
So, but when you're choosing it as a profession is a whole other thing. So here I have basically the value system in one box. I'm missing 2 because I carry those ones in my backpack, but this makes it easier for me. I've already got different range of my midtones, highlights, and my shadows. And it does make a difference. These are a little bit more in line of like a coloring pencil. So if I really wanted to get in there and shade in some areas, it will reach better. It also depends on the type of paper and everything like that. But once again, you don't have to. But you'll see that it makes a clear difference. But you don't have to have that. But I just wanted to showcase that to you, that if you wanted to get more serious on it, there are the opportunities for all of that. I once took a 2 week, I once took 2 weeks on a cityscape across 2-page comic, and yeah, depends on how much detail you want. Now, I'm also going to go back in and sharpen my pencil. Sharpened pencils are good things to have. We want to sharpen regularly. Okay.
I just sharpened mine. Although I'm going to go in with a, what is this?
You tell me.
An ink. Yeah, an ink.
Yes.
Thing. A pen. That's it.
And then you go
And
with
I'm
the pen.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the big boy move here. We've got this little circle here that looks very flat. See you, Real Stephen TV. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
We've got this circle that looks very flat, right? It's just there. But one way to make it look like it's indented is also to understand where our shadows and things like that are. So here's the reverse psychology moment. Okay. So we've got our sunshine. This is again where it comes into observation and science. Okay. We got our sunshine. We've got our rays that are going down this way. So that once again, using the ear, which I haven't finished the shading and the highlighting here yet, but this top portion here is going to have the strongest highlight because that's what's being hit by the sun. Makes sense. We can all understand that, right? It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, nice strong highlight. So what happens when you have something that's an indent? Where does your shade go? We reverse it. Because if we want the if we want the deepest portion of this crater to be back here, then that's where we have to put our shadow, because that would be where the sun is not. Let me demonstrate. We're just going to go ahead and start off with a nice mid-tone and get a little bit to a highlight on the edge, that even though that this is in the shadow on this side, there would be a little bit of a highlight here because it would not be as dark as it is in here because the fact that it's a crater. And right on time, it's Duke saying, go buy a beer. You buy me a beverage. I'm waiting. What are we on? Week 2, man? Where's my super? Where's my super to go buy a beverage? You tell me go drink one. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on you. Where is it? Where is it, man? I appreciate your faithfulness, Duke. Week 5? Are you serious, Duke? You've been here for 5 weeks. Well, shout out. I'm still waiting, though. Still waiting. All right, and then we want the darkest portion in here. Here we go. And we just circle. We're doing a Gen Saki here. We're constantly circling back inside this crater. Make sure it's nice and dark. And you see we leave a little bit. That might be too bright of a highlight, but it gets the point across to make it look like it's in deep there. And we can always make the edge match over here a little bit more. And this is why it takes so long, because you go back and forth, you play around, you look at it, you adjust as you color. So now suddenly we have a 3-dimensional kind of object, if you will, going on in here with our character. And that's super de-duper cool. It's cool beans, wouldn't you say, Maria?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's the coolest of all the beans.
It's the coolest.
Yes, yes. All right. There we go. We got one side taken care of, and it's only been an hour. How do you feel about that? Okay.
Oh my gosh. If we're doing art in an art
I know. What are the chances? I guess we have to have Maria here more often. Although, Maria, did you see my rat Wawa yesterday?
Yes, I did. That was
we gotta work on him a little bit. Here we go.
Okay.
Value system coming in clutch. Just starting off with a light mid-tone.
Trust the process. Remember.
Trusting the process. Now the other thing is to here, be aware of your surroundings. So we've got hair here, right? Which is his little tomato, the green piece, right? Let me bring up our little guy here. You'll notice where I've been playing around with different art styles. So here you go. But you see that I'm consistent. The shadows are over on the other side. You'll notice that here on the hair, that's going to cause a shadow as well. Know your surroundings. So that means that on his face here, this little portion of skin, if you will, cheese, closest to the hair is going to be the darkest because it casts a shadow. Say it with me now. It casts a shadow.
Make sure you like say the S properly.
Put some little snakes behind it. It casts a shadow. If you walk away from the stream wondering about anything, everything casts a shadow, even glass.
Shadow.
Mo has a suggestion. Why are you yelling?
He has a suggestion.
Say it normally. Go ahead, Mo. Hit me. Am I doing something wrong? Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Good morning, Justin. Honorable trash that you are.
He has a suggestion. We're waiting.
We're waiting.
Mo, you have us on our toes. Yes, you have us on our toes, please.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm a little nervous. Mo's going to tell me I'm doing something wrong. I just know it. I have it. I sense it. It's impending doom that I feel right now. Now, I'd also like. Oh. I was a few minutes behind. I saw Wasp super chat. I wanted to see the dinosaur video. My bad. Your suggestion. Oh yeah, you're behind, man. Where you at? Where you been? Are you working? Like a fool.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Here we go. We're just gonna kind of do some light highlighting as we go across, or excuse me, mid-towing. Mid-towing as we go along. It casts a shadow. I feel like that could be a song. Here we go. So you want to have a nice balance of your shadows and your highlights. So if you do this to anything you create, even if it's a stick man, it will make, and I'm going to teach a class on stick men.
I was going to say respect for the stick man.
Respect the stick man. Okay. I'm going to make a tutorial video on how. I'm so tired of these people. Their excuses are, I can only draw a stick man. Okay. Then make it better. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how to improve your stick people. Because we believe in equality around here. So, sometimes.
Perhaps.
Okay, so here we go. Here is a good example of the value system and how it improves your artwork as well. You see just that little bit of shadow by the hairline has now given like the idea of depth, right? So we have a nice strong shadow here. We've got some mid-toeing and then some highlighting over here, some light. And that gives that idea that the hair is three-dimensional. It's popping out a little bit. It's a little bit higher, and then there's something behind it. So there you go. The value system. Stickman was great for creating animation. That's how I learned. Oh, you do animation?
There you go. See? Yeah. Oh, yeah, he does.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Apart from doing a comic himself.
Ooh, do tell, Creatorverse. I think I knew about that. But if you want to do a shameless plug, feel free. We support creators around here, around each her parts.
I shamelessly plugged last time, so.
Well, but you asked, right?
I
did.
There's
a difference between a shameless plug versus asking. I don't mind promoting people when they ask, or promoting people just when I feel it in my soul. There's a difference, there's a courtesy, right? You don't want to just come in and be all like, subscribe to my channel because I do the exact same thing that Dreaming Tabitha does. Number one, no, you don't. How dare you? Nobody makes cheese mice men like I do. Okay. How dare you? But I want to give people, I know what it feels like. Like I want to encourage people. So here we go. I'm coming up to the shading part. And the cool part too is that you can always use your eraser to give stronger highlight. But here's the thing, and Maria knows this well because she gets chided about it from Jinja Ninja all the time.
Yes.
Don't rely on your eraser. Try to understand the value system first before you go in. This should not be this should be a last resort. So like I like my highlight, but let's say I need more or I want it crisper because maybe I got the smudge. All of us who do traditional know about the smudge, especially us left-handed folk. But you could always go in and clean it up and make it nice and crispy. And then something else I also recommend, don't use your hand. Get yourself a paintbrush or something and just kind of gently, do this because your hands are sometimes too aggressive and they do tend to, the oils also get across. But there you go. So we've got a nice highlight over here, but how do we differentiate between the ear and then the head like this? Well, we're going to there's going to be shadows in here because you see this line for this ear. That means just like my ears, you can see this ear is fully lit because of all my lights. But you'll notice, you'll notice that it still has darkness in here because it's curved. Because it's got a curve. Same thing with Manchego here. It's a little bit curved. And when you don't know where to put your highlights and your shadows, this comes down to nothing that anybody can teach you. It's observation. You have to learn to observe the world. We can point things out to you, but until it clicks for you and you start realizing, hey, there would be shadowing here and here. There would also be this here and here. Nobody can really teach you. We can point that out to you and teach you that you need to be observant, but what you observe and how you observe it is on you. So it's really cool to just sit somewhere and people watch. Apparently that's what Leonardo da Vinci did when he was sketching and learning about the human body, was he would sit outside and try to sketch people in motion, which is really hard.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because that's
that's
so
how they do it.
Yeah.
They used to do that in Disney I don't know if you ever seen the behind the scenes of Sleeping Beauty, how they
Mm-mm.
used to do it, or of Alice in Wonderland. They would hire live actors to dance around,
Oh
and they would
yeah.
actually draw the dances of that they would do uh, right then and there. They
That's
were that good.
saying you have to learn that. That's a practice. You have to get better at
Oh
it by
yeah,
doing it. And then all of a sudden you'll start
yeah.
drawing and realizing, wow, that leg does not look like this and um all this kind of stuff. So it's just comes from observation. So if anybody saw my short where I went to Hollywood Studios and I saw that one lady that was really interesting looking over at Galaxy's Edge, even though I did her in
Mhm.
chibi, there's still anatomical things that need to be correct in order for it to make
Mm.
sense. And I'm not good at the speed drawing necessarily, especially when you're doing it like that pressure, right? Because I didn't know if she's going to leave. And it's like, oh no, I didn't see all the stuff. So you learn to observe what's the most important thing the fastest, which was for that
Mhm.
was her hair and her outfit. The face looked
Mhm.
nothing like her. I just did like a generic cute chibi girl face, right? But you figure out what are the most important things that you need to capture first and then do it. And
Mhm.
that was rough. Then you fill in the blanks. My goodness. Because the same thing with the animators for Sleeping Beauty and everything. You don't have to draw the buttons and the crisscross bodice and everything like that right away. What you've got to get is the form and then
Mhm.
most likely the dress and the hair. Those are like the two iconic things for every princess. So once you get that nailed, then you're like, oh, I can always go back and look at her outfit later as far as the
Mhm.
details of the rhinestones and the pearls and all that kind of stuff. So something to consider too. Like what is the focus? Get the shape and whatever is iconic about that thing in the moment. This is so much fun. It's relaxing. But there we go. So now we have a difference between the highlight of the face and then the ear. And we can always go back in if we need to and shade some more. But it's coming along. I likes it. I likes it. And then we're going to add a pretty good shadow in here because again, where we look where the sun's rays are, but then we're going to slowly stop and make sure that this is a highlight in here because the bottom portion, again, follow the rays of the sun. Let me straighten this out. Follow the rays of the sun. It goes down. It's not going to hit here because there's a curve. It's going to hit here. Science, right? Let me arrow it up right
For the
there.
science,
Science. It's for the science. Trust the science. Don't trust the bro science. Just
the
trust
bro
the
science.
There we go. Nice and dark. And again, good execution of the value system. And you just keep going. So again, you think, well, what about this hole? It's going through his ear over here. Well, once again, the bottom portion, this is where the sun is going to hit. The top portion, not so much. Now, it's probably not going to be as dark as the one down here. But that's again where you just learn and you test it out. Don't go hardcore shadow until you know what you're doing. Because once you go hardcore
Facts.
shadow, there's no going back.
Oh, and with pencil, forget it.
Yeah,
Forget it.
Forget it.
I tell I'm teaching a few classes of art, and I always tell my students that I'm like, hey, you know what? Draw lightly.
Yes.
Draw very lightly because if not, you're gonna have a hard time taking it back and erasing it. Of course, they go all out. I was like, yeah,
They have
and
to
then like,
learn the hard way. Yeah, yeah.
I don't like this.
Oh, it
And I'm
hurt.
like, now erase it. Now erase it. I can't. I was like, now you know why. I've been telling you not to, press hard.
It
So,
actually hurts my feelings when I see little kids hold their pencils like this and just jam
oh,
the
I've
thing
seen
in
it.
there.
Yes,
Oh,
I've seen it.
there's like a hole in my heart for every child that's ever done that and refuses to listen. Creativerse says I'm working on 2 comics called The Legend of Tao, and Xenos,
Yep.
Guardian Angel, has a few false starts, but you can subscribe to my channel for updates. Nice.
Nice.
It is a painful process to create art, but if you love it, you will keep trying. I had crushed hands and retained them because I love art. Never give up, never surrender. That's right. That's
Oh,
the
yes,
mantra
that's
of
right.
all artists,
That's
or at least it should
yes.
be. Unfortunately, cheese cannot be in the hot sun too long because it can melt. Well, then it just turns into the fondue. Here we go.
Yum yum yum.
Here we go. We're gonna create the trenches, the depths of despair in this little hole over here. Now, the other thing is too, and I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to throw myself under the bus, into the spotlight, as it were. I'm not necessarily the best at knowing where the three-dimensional objects should go. So I kind of struggled with this portion of the cheek. So this might not be the right shape for what I was trying to accomplish when we created Manchego. So no matter how much shading and highlighting I do, it will help, but it might not actually fix the problem. The problem would be the fundamental, the foundation. So if you've got something that scientifically does not make sense, and then you shade it, sure, you can make it look good because like, wow, it's really shaded and highlighted. I like that. That looks nice. But, you know, if you've got an elephant that has a squared trunk coming out of the back of his head, sure, you can shade it and make it look good, but it's not going to look right as an elephant because the foundation is wrong.
Interesting.
Well, imagine trying to build a building with a terrible foundation, but then painting it with a really pretty color.
Yep.
Something's going to be off, and it's not the best that it could be. And sure, it looks pretty, but you know, there we go. And then I think for today, we're just going to finish off maybe the face. We won't have time to do the body, but this already looks really, really cool. What do you think, Maria, of Manchego over here? Anything you think I should add to it, or am I doing it wrong?
Do you want me to tell you doing it wrong? I can tell you if you like. But no, I
don't
think
want
it's
you to
good.
tell me. Canadian.
Yep.
You're just bitter.
We are nice people.
So are
Very
we.
nice.
Apparently, all of Europe thinks that Americans are great. Because they're all in town for the World Cup. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're all going to Buc-ee's and Costco's and Walmart. Real American culture right there.
So funny. Now, just remember that the Europeans qualify the America as a big, huge blob.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because they're wrong and nobody cares about them.
Yeah, I really like the shading of the hair. It has really popped out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep, I can see it's like you've been able to get a 3D look on it that it doesn't blend in with the head, and it stands right on top. So I like that. Congrats.
You. Congrats.
Good. You
for
deserve
you.
a round of applause. Good for you. You know.
Can you say that one more time?
Congratulations. Good for you. You deserve a pat on the back.
I don't utilize those sound effects. I forget that they're there. So I'm like, oh, wait, I have a sound effect. Well, it came with StreamYard, but here we go. Now, hair is still something that I struggle with too, but so we're just going to go with like generic looking shading and stuff like that with this because it's technically not hair. It's just the top of the tomato. So.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
So it wouldn't have the same streaks like hair would have, but we, give it the general illusion. There we go. And then I wonder if I do go in with my professional grade system going on here, I'm going to get and you always want to swatch a doodle too, and make sure you know what you're getting into. These
You
kinds
know, I don't know.
are
Go ahead.
soft. Oh, they're softer, so they do make it nicer to blend. That's also a
What?
big deal.
A B pencil? Or just a regular?
Well, this is apparently Noor Hardmuth Mondulus pencils. Pretty sure that my relatives from Germany got me these. So.
Cool.
But they also have, like, you know, the Faber-Castell and Prismacolor and the, you know, the expensive stuff, the good stuff.
Well, I was going to say is that I don't know if this happens to you, but even though like alcohol markers and pencil crayons and whatnot, they come with a swatch pad or a swatch thing in which you have to color in, and then it tells you exactly the color. I have to have a piece of paper right beside me. I have to swatch every single time that, even though I already used it like a lot of times on the same piece, if I change color, I need to swatch it.
So we're the same person.
I don't know. I'm like, it's obsessive. I'm like, I've already used this, but no, I can't use it on my paper unless I actually try it out on a separate piece of paper every time. There's
a trust factor that I think all artists don't have with the swatch palette.
Okay. So it's not just me. It's
no,
not a problem.
It's like because if you love something so much, and you're going to commit to it, you have to know what color you're working with, and it's like you just got to always make sure. Hold on, Maria's Canadian. We've made no secret about that around here.
No, I've never made a secret about it.
I mean, you know, but she's never made a secret about it.
Nope. Ever.
Never. Any suggestions for sketch pencils? I have Faber-Castell colored pencils, but I'm getting back into more physical art. Well, the one that I've been using here, this came in a pack. These ones, if I'm not mistaken, are also Faber-Castell, and I do recommend and I do like, but you don't have to get these. I think everybody's got a preference, and I'll be honest, I kind of just use what people buy for me, and then I figure I was like, oh, I like these. There was a green set that I have, and I don't remember what company that was. Maria, do you have any suggestions on sketch pencils?
See, I think Faber-Castell is probably one of the best. I did check out, let me just say, I did look into that because another person asked me a few weeks ago. Staedtler is also apparently good for pencils. But yeah, I think Faber-Castell would be the best bet if you're going into professional. And I think this is Creator Versatile who said it, right? Yeah, he's a professional, so I would go with Faber-Castell. And but pencils, I think you can be a little bit loose on the price. Don't go cheap though on sketchbooks and paper.
Yeah. If you guys, that would be one thing for sure. Like we say, of course, you don't have to have expensive equipment to get started or to create, but the tools you use make a difference in your frustration levels. And just the overall quality of your piece. So yeah, highly recommend. Well, there's quite several different brands. I really love Ohuhu paper. I really love Ohuhu. And Copic paper is really good too, but I like Ohuhu. And it's smoother, it's less porous. Oh, it's nice. I really like it.
I'm a Canson fan. I really like Canson sketchbooks personally. And also it's just that I haven't really tried Ohuhu yet. I'd have to try it out. I have bought some really cheap paper, which I regretted for the rest of my life, especially for my alcohol markers. Because you remember when I first started off, about 2 years ago, I think it was. I sent you a picture. I was doing an anime, and I sent you a picture like, "Hey, does this do alcohol markers actually glide over, or is this some sort of some weird thing?" And you're like, no, that's the paper. That's just cheap paper that is not going to work for you. And I'm like, oh no. That's terrible.
Yes. Yeah. It makes a difference.
So
I think somebody else had asked me the same thing and they're like, why does my, and this was even without alcohol markers. It was just pencil. I think it might've been
yeah,
Larry and he was saying, why do I have, so you ever have it where Maria, where you're sketching and you'll notice lines that you didn't draw, these white lines that are in there.
yes,
And I told
yes,
Larry, that's because your paper's been indented.
yeah,
So better paper usually is thicker and is less prone. I mean, they all can be indented, but they're less prone to that. Also because they come in those nice books with the case. So using printer paper, you're always going to run into the problem of that. Like I'm using, and also depends on the surface. So for today, another piece of equipment that you could invest in, you don't have to. This came with my giant Ohuhu sketchbook, but it's this nice little, I don't know, silicone piece that I put down on my desk. And then I put my paper on it so that it's a smoother surface, because if there was any crummies or something on my desk, it would infiltrate the back of the paper and then it would create all those lines and stuff like that. Yeah, Strathmore is another good quality paper. Yeah, Larry says that was me. I really want to say something to Maria in Spanish, but I feel Tabitha would feel awkward. Why would I feel awkward? I wouldn't feel awkward. You can say, as long as you're not saying nasty things, I'm okay with it. But let's see. One last thing to do before we head out. Let me switch out my pencil. I almost got the wrong one. I'm just kind of showing you what some of the other pencils can do for you. So the great thing about these pencils is that they will also save you from having to apply so much pressure. So when you have just a sketch pencil, this is what's cool about sketch pencils though, is that you just need the one to do all of this, essentially. That's great for when you're traveling. When you want to do high quality stuff, especially if you're going to get commission work and whatever, it's nice. So then you just have everything. You have all your highlights, midtones, and shadows, and you don't have to work so hard. So when we first started, I had to really apply a lot of pressure, go back and forth a lot, until I get the value that I want. With my pencils here, I don't have to do that. Like with this one that I'm doing right here, do you see how I'm trying to color in here? And it's always going to stay pale. Even though it will get darker than it originally was, it's always going to stay pale. So I don't have to work that hard. I could just always go to the next value down and just keep adding to it little by little, instead of having the one sketch, to constantly do it. I will say though, again, one of the great things about having just the one sketch pencil is that you have an all-in-one. It requires more work and it requires stronger muscle, but that's actually a good thing. And one reason why I suggest you start out with just a pencil, whether it's a number 2 or a proper sketch pencil, because regardless of whether you use the fancy equipment or just something basic, you need to develop the muscle anyway. So a great way to quickly do that is to use just the sketch pencil for your shading for now. So that's welcome to my TED Talk. That's what I would recommend for you guys. We're going to be finishing up our little sketch right here. Maria, why don't you just tell everybody what's special about you? Where can the people find you? What do you enjoy in life? What's your favorite kind of coffee? And tell us more about your comic book.
Ooh, okay. So we're going to start with the most important thing. My favorite cup of coffee is a latte.
Ooh, yes.
A latte, yes. So because that is an espresso with milk, and it's not as frothy as a cappuccino. Cappuccino has more milk, whereas a latte has more coffee, and it just brings a smile, like a cozy smile to my face. It's just comfort food.
It is my comfort food. I know it's not food, but if people ask me, what's your comfort food? Coffee. It's coffee.
So, yep. So that's the most important thing about me. And well, I am creating a comic. I'm doing actually a lot of things right now. Thankfully, I already finished one of them. And then I have like 2 other things that I have to continue. But that is behind the scenes process. So, but I am doing 2 things that are on screen, which is my comic book, and it's a very small comic book of one of the tales that I tell as a performing artist, as a storyteller, which is the Gratitude of the Crane. It's a Japanese folk tale that I started off, and I am continuing. I am going to finish it because I really do want to finish something.
Try and finish something.
I do have my finish it streams, which people apparently enjoy a lot because obviously it's like, oh, okay, I need to be on your stream because I need to finish something. Do you mind if I go on your stream, Maria? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yes. I need to come onto your show and finish some things.
See, it's like, okay, yeah, fine. I'll take it as a compliment. People like my streams to, finish things. So I do want to finish that. And I'm also doing my own dark fairy, which I am doing the mixed media. So I did the fairy, and now I'm doing the background in gouache. People have forgotten about it, though. Yeah. So this is the first time that I am using gouache, and I really like it because it gives like a Ghibli studio effect. A very nice mate, or mate, or I don't know how you say it, but it's like it's not a shiny piece because it is supposedly a dark fairy.
Yeah, a matte finish.
Yeah, a matte finish. So anyway, I'm doing those 2 on screen. I will be going online today. I haven't been able to go online last week because real life just got in the way. I tried to keep it at bay, but unfortunately, it just butted in. So
life has an annoying habit of doing that.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. And what else did you ask me? I forgot. And who I am? Oh, my name is Maria. And you can find me on Unlucky Lord -TGC for the Geeky Crochet.
If you don't know what Maria looks like, we thank Hulk Smash. So they're going to try to take these for $1.99.
For $2.
Maria That's what Maria looks like. I mean, she makes more pleasant faces, but we just happened to snag that gem from a couple years ago. So
it was a couple years. That was 4 years ago, let me tell you.
Yes. And she hasn't aged a day.
Oh, stop.
Well, maybe a week, but that's just because life is hard. Freddie, you asked, are these the pencils are using? They're not colored. They are some of them are slightly colored. They're in the warm family. They are in the warm family. Cool. Well, some of them are some cool. Just depends on the family that you want to be in. But we're multicultural around here. But yeah, they're sketch pencils. They're used for drawing, sketching, coloring, water soluble. So
these are watercolor?
Well, apparently they're like a mixed everything kind of thing. So this is what this is the box that it comes in.
Very nice.
Hardmouth. So nice little tin box that they come in and all that. Creatorverse. I would like to join you on stream, Maria, if you would have me. You can follow Maria over on Twix. Let me get that information for you. That way it would make it a little bit easier for communication. I don't know. Where do you, if people wanted to reach out to you, Maria, because I know people are careful with their DMs, where would you want somebody to reach out to you?
So if we are, you can reach out to me on a DM on Discord. I am on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. If not, it's just that I don't have my Twix open at the moment,
which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. So I am very careful with who I talk to nowadays.
Oh, you should
just because it is. But for those of you who don't know, well, I'm not really using StreamYard unless it's like super on call. What I am doing is I'm having my guests go on Discord just to have them on the voice chat, and then we just hang out. They do their own thing, and I do my own thing. That's how I'm using it right now until I figure out how to work OBS with guests, because I am kind of like I am mad with StreamYard
Sure.
because they're so pricey.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And they took down all my, like, I have to pay now for all my videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sucks. I mean, that was a free thing. Why did you take it down? I'm like, no, I'm fighting with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Well, there you go.
so yeah. Yeah. So just find me on the Geeky Crochet on X. So yeah, I'll reach out to you, Creatorverse. We are connected. I think through Twix. So I'll reach out to you.
There you
And
go.
yeah, so I use Sevi's Discord actually. She has her she created a voice chat for me for my streams. Very nice of her.
Very nice of her.
Yeah.
Sevi's the best. She's great.
She's the best.
She's the best. Well, yes. And then Maria has a gaming channel and all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah. We were going to be trying to play Subnautica, but we have to wait for the bugs to get fixed because apparently it was crashing people's computers. And we're like,
my computer is too.
Let's just wait a little on that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But there you go. And then it's been a blast. I hope you all have learned something today with our Sir Manchego Pepperjack. If you want to figure out how to do this, how to color this coloring piece, as far as the page itself, is available. Excuse me, for YouTube and Patreon members. You should join the Patreon. It's so much fun. There's so much available for you over there. Vlogs, behind the scenes, sneak peeks, and then of course the newly released short story that I did of Thicket of Darkbriar. With our little dark fairy that we created over there. It's going to be great. Several people have already purchased the story, but if you become a member of Patreon, you'll get access to the story and then all the other stuff that's there. So be there or be square. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined and subscribed and all the different things. It means the world to me. You know, we as creators would put our heart and our soul into what we do. So to see people reciprocate and support is always a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have learned a little something about the value of the value system today and how it can take your artwork from flat to elevated simply with just a pencil and all that good stuff. I will also, thank you, Creatorverse. Joined a Patreon as a paid member. I appreciate that. And I want to make sure that I give you the top quality stuff that you guys deserve so much. But I'm going to be on Politically Incorrect Knitters tonight with Anne and several others. It's going to be great. Shark Week apparently is coming up, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do for Shark Week, because apparently there's also, like, if you participate in Shark Week, you're also signing up for the challenges and the possible consequences of failing Shark
Don't
Week.
We just love making our life like just harder?
Why do we do that? Like, why do we?
I have no idea.
What is this? Like this self-sabotage kind of vibe that we
like to suffer for some reason.
We like to suffer. I don't think they have a link to the exact show just yet. I'm not sure. There's Anne, but there we go. But there's the link to Politically Incorrect Knitters. Hey, if you're part of the group of people that think women are dumb, ignorant, and shouldn't vote, you should check these ladies out because they will change your mind. I'm just saying, very intelligent ladies over there. Salt of the earth kind of ladies, but highly intelligent, very aware of things, very opinionated, as we all are, but also, Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for the support. It's crazy. You guys are wonderful. I love the dream team, and you're making dreams come alive, and it's going to be great. I leave you. You know what? Since you all have been amazing today, and Maria asked for French fries, I'm going to give you fries on the house because everybody deserves Whitney Houston French fries.